Jayson Tatum is undoubtedly one of the best players in the league. No matter what you hear from ESPN, Kendrick Perkins, Sports Talk Radio, no matter what you hear, he's one of the best players in the league. He's all-NBA, first team, 3 straight years. He's going to do it for a 4th straight year when they announce that in a couple weeks. He is one of the 5 or 6 best players in the league consistently, year in, year out. And he's coming off a torrid playoff series. And coming off winning the NBA championship last year. Younger than Jordan and LeBron won their first NBA championship and led his team in scoring, rebounding, and assists throughout the entire playoff run in which they went 16-3 and were one of the greatest teams of the 21st century. That wasn't enough because you still hear the disrespect for Jayson Tatum all the time. We heard it as recently as last week in his own home market in Boston Sports Talk Radio. And I'm not saying we need to get on the radio every day and just fillet the guy, but still questioning his toughness when he plays every game available to him and he never misses playoff games. He's missed one in his entire career. And the first time he misses a playoff game, we're questioning his toughness. Even the shoulder injury he battled through in the 2022 NBA Finals when he looked bad and nobody took that into account. Now is when we question his toughness. The one game he misses out of 120 playoff games in his career. And I think what we're starting to see, and I'm not going to overblow the magic in the first round, but I think what we are starting to see attitude-wise from Jayson Tatum is the flip of a switch. And it's Jayson Tatum saying, fuck you, to the rest of the league and everyone else around him. Paolo Banchero gets in his ear, very good, young, talented player, saying, the last 5 years were yours, the next 5 years are mine. And he needed to sit him down and say, slow your roll, youngin'. Okay, I'm still here. And he was. Banchero doesn't have any help around him, but Tatum was dominant in this series. So after he misses game 2 with the wrist injury, all he does after that is go 3 straight playoff games with 35-plus points. The only Celtic ever to do that outside of Jayson Tatum is a guy named Larry Bird. So again, the numbers were impressive before, but now it looks like he's giving you a sneak preview of taking it to another level here. And what did he get? He gave you like 36, 8, and 10 in a clinching game, shooting 60% from 3 and 80% from 100% from the free throw line. I think it was 60% from the floor, 80% from 3. Like just stupid numbers. And it was on NBA TV. Congrats for the Celtics. You're not going to get any recognition from that. But what we've been waiting for Tatum, all the people that have had questions about Tatum the last couple of years, right? First and foremost, can he win a championship? Can he lead a team to a championship? Can he be a best player on a championship team? Emphatic, yes. Yes, comfortably the best player on a championship team. Led them in every major statistical category. And they were dominant. They were 80-21. Big check. Then you start questioning his toughness. Can he play through a physical series? This was the most physical series he's played in since, I would even argue, like the 22 Miami series. Like, I don't even think 23 reached this level. Like, they were hacking a shack there in Orlando. And does he come out the better? Absolutely. Again, 3 straight games of 35-plus points. Big check mark there. The only other thing would be NBA Finals MVP because some people really blow that out of proportion. He could, like, it was splitting hairs to give it to Jaylen Brown over Jayson Tatum last year. Not that Brown was undeserving. I think we were all fine with it. But you look at the numbers, and Tatum is right there as well. Tatum probably, he had to be the second in votes. He could have just as easily gone to him, but that's what people care about. Larry Bird did not win Finals MVP in his first NBA Finals, by the way. Cedric Maxwell did, and he's going to make sure you don't hear the end of it because it wasn't mentioned at all in Celtic City. So Jayson Tatum has now fought through the physical series. We thought the Magic might have found the blueprint on him and on the Celtics. They did not. They won one game. It was by 2 points and a final possession that the Celtics should have had a full second, and they weren't given that. So it could have just as easily been a sweep if they had put the time back on the clock. And what I'm hoping that Tatum will do now is to start taking this personally. He's letting it roll off his back. He's done that his whole career. But when you look at the best players in the history of sports, the great winners, right? And I'm talking Jordan, Brady, Tiger, those guys took it all personally, all of it. They were never trying to be the bigger person. They were just trying to obsessively get better every single day and shove it right back in your face. Okay? They weren't trying to buddy with everyone in the league like just about every sport is now, but especially the NBA. They're not trying to do that. And I think there hasn't been quite that mentality from Tatum. And you can still win a championship without it. By the way, I don't even know if LeBron necessarily has that mentality. He's had a heck of a career for himself, right? So it's not a prerequisite to being a great player. But I think if you want to be one of those greats, and if you're not one of those, you're seen as corny, you've got to have that kind of attitude. His idol, Kobe Bryant, he had it. One of the 20 greatest players in the history of the NBA, 5 NBA championships. Bill Russell, 11 championships. You don't think he took that shit personally? He took that out on every motherfucker in the league, man. And anybody who talks shit about him. This is what it needs to be for Tatum. I would call it a revenge tour, but he just won the title. But in a way it is, because after he wins the championship, I know he's thinking, I'm finally going to get that validation that every athlete wants. And he didn't get it. He did not get it. In Boston, he did. But even then, by the next NBA playoffs, it kind of wore things out. Sports Talk Radio is talking about him not being tough, right? And so he doesn't get that validation even from Boston 6 months later, 8 months, 9 months later. But right away, after he wins the title, what does he do? He goes to the Olympics, and he's told by Steve Kerr, I don't have a spot for you. You just won the NBA title. You've been all NBA first team the last 3 years, but how am I going to play you? I have to play 11 guys. How can I play Jayson Tatum? That's when you need to really start taking shit personally as a one person rather than just the team, which he's always thinking about. And we might have unlocked this here. We kind of said it in jest in July that Steve Kerr might have unlocked something. It didn't necessarily look that way during the regular season because it's not like Tatum put up almost an MVP caliber season. You know, like he should be top 5 in the voting. He's going to be all NBA first team again. But the first playoff series, I think we have seen it awoken in him. I think when Joe Mazzulla is yelling, get up, his own coach is yelling, get up when he's hurt on the ground, that kind of evokes the Steve Kerr. He starts to hear it again. He starts to hear all the doubters. We might have unlocked something here, okay? We might have gotten a next level Jayson Tatum, which is the only other thing that the rest of the league needs to see. Of course, in a jury of his peers, I think he was like second or third on the list of who I'd want to start a team around, build a franchise around. People wanted to start it around him more than they wanted to start it around LeBron, who's now 2-12 in his last 14 playoff games. You heard that right. You heard that right. It's that next level for Tatum. I think he can still reach another level as a player. That's not to say he's not great already, but I think he can be a better three-point shooter. So ergo, he can have a next level as a player. But you've thrown all you can at him through age 27 here, 26, whatever he is. You've thrown what you can. I think he's 26. 27. You've tried, going star for star against him, Giannis as a defending champ. It didn't work. You start to get really, really physical with him. It worked for Miami a couple of times. It doesn't work anymore. The guy is bigger. He is stronger. He is now in his prime. Now. Like 27, that's when guys are in their prime as pro athletes. He accomplished all that great stuff before hitting his prime. And now we're going to see him taking it to another level here. He misses one game. Jaylen Brown has a nice game. I think he scored 36 in that game. But then Tatum comes back and he says, it's my team. And he showed us again. So you can continue to call him corny. Like, go ahead. But you're disingenuous because you can't prove what is corny, what is not. Like, you can't. But it'd be disingenuous to say that he's soft. It would be disingenuous to say that he's not one of the top 5 players in the NBA. And it would be disingenuous to say that he's not the one that probably scares you the most in the NBA playoffs right now. He's been there and done that. And when we got to the finals last year, people were still saying like, "Oh, but now it's Luka. Now he's facing off against Luka Doncic, and they've got the best player in the series, maybe even the best 2 players in the series," which was ridiculous. And the Celtics showed how ridiculous it was. And now where's Luka? Working on his short game and hitting the hookah bar afterwards. Where's LeBron? He's not going to be there. Giannis, he's not going to be there. SGA will be there, the guy who might win the MVP. Jokic isn't going to be there. Ant isn't going to be there. So then you're just talking about Tatum and SGA. And I would love that matchup. I think the Thunder can give the Celtics all kinds of fits. I think it would be a great series. But Tatum is ascending to another level, and I don't know that the league notices it, and I don't know that the league and the greater NBA media is ready for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is Jayson Tatum hitting something of a Larry Bird type of level here for the Boston Celtics? He's got to win a couple more titles, but he might be well on his way. Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Find us on YouTube live every weekday, high noon Eastern time, and wherever you get your podcasts. Check out the other videos on the channel about Boston sports going out every day. I'm your host, Cam Stuart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week.